coming at you from the Freedom Muffin Studios down here in the armpit of the South, a little shithole we like to call
Making Georgia.
The Jerks T and J are going to give you their thoughts on all this shit that's going down in America. Fucking millennials.
Fucking millennials.
Motherfucking millennials.
Where in the fuck did the work ethic in this country go?
It left. It packed its shit and left.
With America First?
Yeah. It packed its shit. Took off.
So at what point do we decide that, or what point does it make certain people feel that what they do should be free?
What they do or what they get?
Both.
Well,
Like I'm in the workforce. You get people that come to work and feel like because I came to work, you should pay me. I don't need to do anything but sit on my phone and talk to my friends. But because I'm here, you should pay me.
Yeah. So that's not really how it works, people. When you go to work, let's remember, you asked that person to hire you. You asked that person to pay you money for your service. Just being there, being on site, doesn't mean that you get paid. You got to actually do the fucking work.
So did we've had so many people over the years. I don't know. I find it hard to believe that our parents back in their, 20s and 30s and, 40s worked their ass off to maintain a family.
Yes.
Whether it was the dad worked all day and the mother worked at home, taking care of the kids, cleaning the house, taking care of the household, they worked their ass off.
Yeah.
So at what point do millennials do not understand that? Where did their fucking work ethic go? Their parents had to work their ass off to get there.
Well, a lot of people, nobody wants to fucking work anymore. They want to sit behind. They want to do what we're doing.
They think money's free. Where did that mentality come from?
They want to do what we're doing. They want to sit behind a computer and just make money. Now,
granted, I just got off work.
Yeah, we do work day jobs. We work all day, every day, before we sit down in here in the evenings, drink beer, and
talk shit,
rant, and just spew our shit. The only difference is we were doing this every day. We just happened to turn the camera on.
Yeah.
And say, you know what? Let's see if anybody gives a shit about our opinions. And apparently it's working because our fan base is growing steadily.
Yeah.
Which, thank you for everyone who follows, likes, shares, comments. Comments are very important. But yeah, no, we're not a YouTube star. We're not one of these kids that's, a millionaire from making videos, and that's not our goal. We're here to express true American and patriots' feelings to the rest of the world.
From the guy who does it just like you do.
Yeah.
Not from the political hierarchies that make $100,000 a year, screwing the country over or trying to make it better, whichever path they're on. Not from the idiots that play games and make movies and and get rich that way. We're voicing our thoughts as a working, tax-paying American, across the board. And
it's not just us. We gladly give us your input. We can bring your story up. Hell, we'll get you on a Skype and get you involved and get you on here with us and have a full-on conversation about the hardships that you go through on a regular basis as a working American.
Yeah.
But these fuckers today, they think they can just... Nobody wants to do physical labor and actually work. Which is sad because it's such a satisfying thing at the end of the day.
It sure is.
To know that you just busted your ass and now you're like, man, I just want to go take a shower, have a beer, sit back in the recliner and chill out. And then you think about what you accomplished that day. Whether it be, you may have set a record of serving a record amount of customers at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Right? Or it could be some construction project that, just got completed or finished a phase, and you're like, holy shit, man, we did that.
Yeah.
We fucking did that. I was part of that.
Yeah.
It's just a great feeling at the end of the day to know that you worked your ass off and you're getting paid for it.
Yeah.
The satisfaction.
So where did I'm trying to figure out, and if somebody out there can comment and tell me what their thought is on where did that satisfaction go? What makes people say these days, the millennials as we like to call them, that they should go to college and then be forgiven for choosing to go to college. Your parents chose to go to college, and if your parents chose to go to college, more than likely they're probably still trying to pay that shit off.
Yeah. Well,
but or if they paid it off, they didn't get that luxury.
If that's the way it goes, then I want my home loan taken care of by the government. Bail me out. Bail me out, Joe. Please. I can give you some sob story if you want.
Yeah.
Bail me out. Take over, pay off my house. Please.
But the mentality of, let's take this pandemic and unemployment shit.
I took out the loan. I knew that.
Yeah.
I'm responsible for paying that back. I'm going to pay for it until I'm dead probably. Yeah. But I'm going to pay for it every fucking month because that is my part of the obligation of taking out that loan.
But see, the mentality nowadays is, and our government is allowing this mentality to happen, is that, oh, well, I took out this loan. I went to school for something that at this point there's really no jobs available for. You should pay me back.
Yeah.
I don't need to have to go get a job. If I can't get a job in what I went to school in, then I'll just fuck off.
They say it's unfair loans and it's too expensive. But I'm going to fight that argument again. The loan I got for my house was too expensive. It's unfair.
Yeah.
Pay it for me. It doesn't work like that. You take out a loan, you pay it back. There's two things that go into that. You take the loan, you pay it back. End of fucking story. Nobody should be bailing anybody out.
I want people to look back on what their parents taught them and do your damnedest to keep your children from becoming the millennial who thinks that everything they do should be paid for.
Now these fuckers now, what do they call them? Gen X. I don't know what the fuck they're calling them. Let's see,
Gen Z. I think.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you wake up, these millennials these days think that because they got up and they walked out of their apartment to go get a cup of coffee, that they should be paid for that.
Yeah.
Like that's their mentality. It's like, I'm up. I'm in this world. You owe me.
What happened to disciplining your kids and making them earn their shit? You know my kids.
Well, there goes a big part of what happened and where this came from is the discipline left.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were kids, I grew up with a mother, so she never really whipped us like a father would. He'd break
she have to? Or did
yeah,
you know
she probably should have quite a few times.
But did you know better? You knew, this plus this equals an ass whooping. Yeah. So I'm not going to, you learn math.
But at the same time, there were times that we did shit when we were kids that deserved an ass whipping.
Right.
Whether we got it from our mother or not, that wasn't, but I didn't grow up not getting an ass whipping and saying, oh, well, then that means everything's fucking free.
Yeah.
That means you owe me, motherfucker.
Yeah,
what the fuck? I don't owe you shit.
I got my ass kicked when I was a kid. You shitting me?
I'm a dick as a boss.
I was bullied in school. I got my ass beat at home on a regular basis for fucking up. I think I turned out okay.
Yeah.
It didn't scar me for life.
No.
And my kids. You've worked with them.
Your kids are great. Your kids work like...
And I've never had to lay a hand on them. put the fear of God into them a couple of times. But they have enough respect for me as their dad. And I have
when
enough.
You ask them to do something, they fucking do.
They do it, and they will work their asses off. You know that.
Yeah.
Caleb will get there any damn time out there. Moving shit, hauling whatever. We had him on heavy equipment.
Never a question. Yeah.
Even Jada.
Yeah.
The girl. She works her tail off. She'll do anything. And Bradley, I mean, he's a little twig, but he works his ass off.
Yeah.
He's not going to say no. He'll always take a challenge, and they understand when your parents tell you to do something or you have to do something that even if you don't want to do, you do it because you respect your parents, and they're putting you through all these things for a reason to teach you lessons that you're going to carry on in life. And I saw a meme earlier.
Because now you're growing up and you think that, oh, well, I didn't get my ass beat as a kid, so I don't understand the point of respect or doing things like I'm supposed to do them. So just give me everything for free.
Yeah, no, listen, they're no fools. They know they'll get their ass beat if they fuck up enough. But they're smart enough that they know what that line is not to cross, and they don't cross it. But
and it's all about the upbringing, I know, but it dumbfounds me on how we've gotten so far away from that. Because I'm telling you, I'm a dick as a boss.
Oh, me
like
too.
when you work, God damn it, if I don't give a shit what my position is, I'm gonna be just as dirty as you. And these days, I'm dirtier than you are when the day's over with. I done got in that ditch. I done figured out how to, I done went in there and I fixed it. But what the fuck am I paying you for to stand over there and watch me do it? Yeah. You're not even learning anything. You're standing there with your goddamn cell phone.
Yeah.
So you're not even trying to learn anything. You're not even trying to learn the fact that you could go from here to here in a short time if you just fucking pay attention.
Yeah, and that was the same way when I went from being a maintenance manager to a project manager. I was still getting dirty every fucking day.
Yeah.
And guys would say, contractors and other employees, they say, Are you you're one of the mechanics? No, I'm the project manager. But I know my shit, and I'm going to jump in. I'm not going to spectate. There's one thing I can't stand. If I'm doing a job, don't stand there and just watch. If you're going to fucking be there, you're going to help. Don't fucking spectate.
I've always lived by this, too. I'm not going to do anything, or I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. So in some of the in previous career paths, if it involved picking up trash, picking up dog poop, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do it with you because I want you to see that I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I'm not going to do.
You can't have that mentality that I'm too good for that or I'm better than you.
But goddamn it, don't let me turn my back. And you seem to think that you don't have to do it when I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because I've got bigger things that need to be done.
Right.
But it's not against me to get rid of your ass and just do it my damn self.
That's true. That's true. And save money while doing it.
Damn right.
And then we get to the whole. I was talking. I saw that meme earlier, and it said, I think I posted it on the page. It said, Can I have a cigarette? Mom says, no, you're 5. Can I have a beer? No, you're 5. Can I drive the car? No, you're 5. Can I take hormone pills to change my sex? Yeah, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's the way that it seems to go these days. It's all about coddling these fucking kids. Stop. Beat your kid's ass once in a while. I mean, just...
At least make them think you will.
Put the fear of God into them, and they'll listen to you. I see these parents where these kids are flipping out on them, and the parents are just like, oh, my kid's so naughty, and he's so bad, and he doesn't listen.
That's because you didn't whoop his
ass. Put some pay. Leave a mark on him. Scare the living shit out of them. Let them know from a young age. Don't fucking cross
either that or teach them to do better. Yes. Because the reason why they're acting that way is because you're not teaching them to act any other way.
I I would assume you never have to, spank your kid.
No.
She listens.
I got a 25-year-old, and he needs my foot up his ass every once in a while, but that's a whole
I think every
story.
25-year-old needs a foot up their ass every once in a while. But I mean, your daughter, she just listens.
Yeah, you ask her to do something, she'll go do it.
She respects.
She might tell you tomorrow.
But
today.
Well, but if you tell her, or if she's doing something she shouldn't be, and you say something, she okay,
yeah,
yes,
it's teaching her how to be responsible in her actions.
Yeah, you don't just let her run amok and do whatever the fuck.
I don't have to. There's nothing. Well, she's 4, so there's nothing.
But still.
There's nothing in this world that little angel could do that.
She is
that would warrant anything like that. But I see she's going to get older. She's going to do things, but that's why I'm trying to teach her now. Look, we got to do it like this. You got to be respectful. We got a letter from the school one day about her behavior in school. And the teacher said that she was always interrupting and, and stuff like that. And, I guess when you get the first one, it's like, yeah, that's my kid. But, you know that when you pick her up from school, you got to sit her down. Hey, you can't do that.
Right.
You can't interrupt the teacher. You have to listen to what she's saying, and you have to be respectful. And I haven't gotten another one since we had the conversation.
She's smart enough to listen.
She's smart enough to probably listen, and it might take one or two. I might get one or two more, and we just reiterate the fact that this is what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to act like that.
Right.
And usually when I tell her things like, no, we're not going to act that way, she'll stop. Because on one hand, she's a baby, so she uses the crying against you sometimes to try and get her way. But you got to tell her, it's about maintaining the relationship with your children and teaching them along the way.
Yes.
If you drop that ball at any point and you let that go, they're going to think that everything's free later on in life.
Listen, raising kids is like walking on a fucking tightrope. You have to stay focused on that center line of what you're trying to achieve. And if you fall off, you better get back on quick. You can't just...
Oh, no. Yeah.
Because the minute you fall off and they think that they can do this and they think that this is okay, remember, you are their fucking role model.
Yep.
They are learning everything
They
from
are
you.
a sponge.
If you are a piece of shit, they will be a piece of shit.
If you don't try to teach them anything, they're not going to learn anything.
The kids these days, they just, and a lot of it is in the school. Well, a lot of it's in school. There's nothing left for them. There's no shop class.
Yeah.
There's no home ec. Right? Gym, I'm sure PE is probably a fucking joke at this point.
Yeah, every time I hear one of these kids talking about gym, they always say we don't do nothing. So it's like free period.
Goddamn, we did. We get in the locker room, change your clothes, get out
there. Get your ass out there and play some dodgeball and shit. That was the
we played hockey,
best day of the week there.
We did tennis. We did, baseball, basketball, climbing the rope. If we didn't have nothing, no activities like that, we fucking ran.
Yeah.
We ran laps around the goddamn gym. That's what we did. But you were active for that period.
Hell, I remember when I had a gym teacher that used to make us go up and down the bleachers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Hated that dude.
I mean, but it taught you something. Home ec. Oh, my God. I loved home ec. I learned how to cook.
I liked home ec because the girls were it was full of girls.
Well, yeah, it was full of girls, but think about what you learned from that.
Hey,
you learned
I'm a pretty good cook.
You learned a lot, just the basics to get by when you get your first apartment. You know how to cook at least the basics and what the utensils are and what the tools are, and I learned how to sew. Yeah,
I mean, you got people nowadays that don't even know how to boil damn water. There's kids nowadays that don't even understand how to take a pot out of the cabinet, put some water in it, put it on the stove, and turn the fucking stove on.
Wow. I haven't. don't know. My kids, they cook for themselves every damn day. Caleb's in there.
Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, he's in there. Well, he's cooking every fucking day. The kid's 17, about to be 18, and he's a.
It's something that he likes. It's a passion, and he shows it. He uses it to help everybody. I mean, that's you got good kids, that's for sure.
Well, thank you.
I just can't.
Shop class, man. Remember shop class? You learn how to use power tools, and you just learn how to work with your hands, carpentry. God, why can't they bring that shit back?
There's people out there in the industry that I've been in.
Common Core, that's why.
Yeah. There's people out there that you give them a job. They tell you, "Oh yeah, I know how to do this." They got a good talk game in the interview, and then when you decide that you like the person because they got a decent attitude, they show you, okay, well, all you can do is go by what they say they know. You can't really prove it anymore.
Right.
You can look back at job history, but I mean, I've done that before, and it turned out not to be
Well, and it's so hard these days.
But they tell you that, oh, I know how to do this, I know how to do that, and then you get into a situation, you hand them a tool, and they say, well, what's that?
Yeah.
What the fuck you mean? What is that?
Oh, I could name off at least 8 of them right now that work for my company.
Yeah.
That I see on a regular basis that aren't worth a shit. I'm not going to name the company I work for or any of our clients, but we do what these guys are hired to do is pretty basic shit.
Yeah.
Basic mechanical work, very minimal electrical, and some of the people that we hire as supervisors to lead a team of anywhere from 8 to 16, in some cases up to 30 guys, are fucking clueless. And I go into these buildings, I go to these places because they're having issues, and they call me the firefighter, or, when they say we're calling in the heavies, I guess I'm the heavies. So I go in here, and I'm like, what the fuck am I even here for?
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't have done this shit yourself? I had to drive halfway across the fucking country to come in here for 20 minutes to do something that when we spoke on the phone, you had no clue about. I mean, come on, man. We pay our people good money.
Yeah.
These fuckers ain't, they're not minimum wage. They're well over, 20, some over $30 an hour. But you can't get rid of them.
It's becoming too fucking common for that, though.
But you can't, back in the day, if you farted in the wrong direction, I'd fire your ass.
Yeah.
You look at me wrong, see ya.
Well, see,
you can't do that. Even though it's a work, what do they call it? Right to work state?
Right, yeah.
You still can't do that because then you end up in court for fucking unemployment and wrongful termination. It doesn't matter what paperwork you sign. If you get that job, you pretty much, it's a fight with management and HR to be able to get rid of you.
But here's my thing, because I have a lot of people that tell me that, you're mean when it comes to employees. But here's my thing. If I hire you to do a job and you come on and I'm working right alongside you, then that means I'm sharing my expertise with you.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting there and you don't want to do the work, you don't want to come to work and learn, you don't want to do the shit when I'm not looking, you want to cheat the damn system, you want to try and get paid to do nothing all damn day, that pisses me off.
Well, right.
It pisses me off because you have somebody in front of you that's willing to teach you and has a lot of experience in a fucking plethora of different areas, and you're not even willing to use that. So I hired you, I listened to you, you bullshitted me, you lied to me, now I want you fucking gone.
Yeah. And anybody who takes a job, if you lie your way in, or even, I'm trying to word this the right way. If you say you have more experience than what you actually have, right? Say you have a little bit of experience, and you exaggerate a little bit. Or whatever the reason is for you getting that job. Remember, I said it earlier, you are asking that employer to hire you.
Yes.
You're asking them to pay you to do a job. If you have the opportunity to learn, You need to be like a 4-year-old sponge and soak it the fuck up. Take in every bit of knowledge you can. And I love that shit. When I'm out on a job and I may come across somebody new that I've never met before. It just this past weekend, I had 2 guys there, and one I had worked with before. He's a great guy. He's very, very smart. The other guy I didn't work with before, but he was a very smart guy. I knew it as soon as we started talking. Yeah. The things that he was saying, he knew what he was talking about. Just that particular thing that we were working on, neither one of them had any experience with.
Yeah.
And they stuck to me like fucking glue. Just to learn and understand.
Well, that next time they come across that problem, they don't have to call you in.
Exactly. So next time, they can try to handle it themselves, and they don't have to do that. And then they can be the superstar that fixes the problem.
You don't have to have the biggest education in the world. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. You just have to be willing to get off of your ass and soak up the information.
Yep.
Because there's people like myself and you that have the experience and are going to hire you and willing to show you, if we hire you, then that means we have to train you.
Yeah.
So if I have to train you, I need you to pay attention. If you don't pay attention, I don't want you anymore.
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to pay you good money in certain areas, no reason for me to pay you good money because your mother and father allowed you to think that you can just come work here for free. Like for nothing. Like you don't have to give me anything in return for the paycheck that I'm fucking giving you.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a good example. This is a great example. And I know some of you are going to be watching this and you may roll your eyes, but this is true. Nick. Mm-hmm. Nick is my neighbor. Nick lives behind me and 3 doors over. Nick had 0 experience. Okay? 0. None. No experience. And I took a chance on him and I hired him. Knowing that he had no experience, but also knowing that he was willing to learn.
Yeah.
And put forth his best effort to not let me down for taking a chance on him.
Yeah.
And he's done a fantastic job. We all know, we know Nick. Sometimes he makes bonehead moves, and he's a little bit of a blonde from time to time. But he does a good job at what he does.
Yeah.
He's learned, and he's grown in his career now. He's been there for years. If he was that much of a piece of shit, we'd have got rid of him. Yeah. Within 6 months. But he's grown and done a great job. When I hire somebody, I don't give a fuck what your paperwork says. As far as schooling.
Yeah.
I don't care. You could have went to fucking MIT. I don't give a shit. If you don't have real world experience or you can't prove to me that you're willing to learn.
There's a hell of a difference between book smarts and real world smarts.
Yeah. There's a big difference. I'd hire a kid. A 20-year-old kid who has done this type of work for 3 years and dropped out of high school.
Yeah.
Before I'd hire an engineer who just graduated from college. Yeah. Because he has that experience and he knows what he's going into. But the kid in college doesn't have any practical experience.
It's all shits and giggles when you're in that damn classroom sleeping or hiding behind a book or trying not to pay attention or struggling from a hangover. It's a hell of a difference when your boots hit the fucking ground.
Yeah, now that doesn't mean I wouldn't hire somebody with a college degree.
Yeah.
But coming in and just saying, oh, here, I graduated.
I got a college degree.
That doesn't tell me shit. You need to show me that you're willing to learn what we do. Because every industry, and inside of every industry, is different.
Well, it's like you get these supervisors that tell you, oh, well, you can't, I don't need to listen to any of your input. I have my ways. This is the way it goes. Well, there's also times where your way's fucking stupid,
And, yeah. And,
But that's the mentality. That's the guy who came in and said, "Oh, I just graduated from MIT. I'm an engineer.
Yeah.
You need to hire me." And then some other dude was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
So now you're stuck with this shitty ass supervisor who doesn't know your day to day life with your boots on the ground. He's realizing that he fucked up.
Right. And I can give you a great example. When I was a maintenance manager, I didn't just fly off and make decisions.
Yeah.
I talked to my guys.
Yeah.
And we, well, in the end, I made the decision, but whoever I had on site at the time, I'd talk with them and say, hey,
Oh yeah, there's many times I've asked for input. See, like,
because here's the thing: when I was the maintenance manager, I wasn't on the floor all day like them.
Yeah,
you got admin work to do. I try to spend time on the floor. These guys are out there dealing with it every day, and they're the ones coming to me and say, "Hey, this is what's going on." Da 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 da. I'm not just going to make a decision. If somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, this is doing a problem," blah blah. Okay, what do you think we should do? How do you think we should handle it?
Find the videos.
You got this?
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, while we're pausing for station identification, I want to let you know that this video is brought to you by Clownworks of Macon, Georgia. Clownworks Macon. They bring the carnival to you. They got all kinds of games, inflatables, prizes offered with just about every game. They got all kinds of great prizes, from little inflatables all the way up to big, giant stuffed animals. Also have the largest mobile dunk tank in the state of Georgia, possibly in the U.S. It's not confirmed yet. Food service, also world-class food service. All your great carny food, fried up, fried dough, fried bread, fried Snickers, fried pickles, fried pig ears, fried all kinds of shit. And fireworks. Don't forget, they've got fireworks. They've always put on one hell of a fireworks show every goddamn year. Fucking hold it.
Been holding it like I was about to piss myself.
And then Clint is the guy that worked for me. I know. I'm not gonna say he's. Hold on. And I had another guy that worked for me. We started right about the same time. I got promoted up, and he worked for me. And I got the feeling that he really didn't think, because, I got the feeling that he didn't think he was going to go anywhere with the company. Okay? And when he saw me move up, and then he saw me move out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately at the time, he wasn't ready, and I passed on him to take my position. The guy who did take my position, I guess when I moved and this guy saw that, whoa, wait a minute, there is, I can move up.
Yeah.
Well, goddamn, that son of a bitch has moved up 3 roles since then.
Damn.
And it's been about 3 years. He went from just being a tech to the maintenance manager to an SME role, and now he's a regional manager.
Damn.
And this guy used to work for me. And there's not anybody, I don't think, that I've ever worked with and helped coach that I could be more proud of than this son of a bitch right here. And just a homegrown fucking country boy. I mean, if you get him drunk and he starts talking, you wouldn't understand a word he says. He's got such a harsh Southern accent. But great guy, always got your back, and he's always willing to work. He just worked. He worked hard.
Yeah.
And he learned shit, and he moved up, and he's making probably more money than me now.
Damn it.
Well, yeah, damn it, but good for him.
Yeah,
good
absolutely.
for him. And if you're watching, you know exactly who you are.
That's teaching from the get-go that nothing comes for free.
Nope.
You don't get anything for free. You don't. Yeah, you can go get a job, and you can bullshit your way into getting hired into that job, and then you sit down, and at that point, that's when you gain the mentality that I'm here, you owe me, and you start getting on your phone and you start just not actually doing the job that you're paid to do, and you get that, we got to get out of that. We got to go back to teaching our children that you got to work and nothing comes for free, because
and that's the thing, because then they grow up
and they become AOCs.
Yeah, and they want shit for free. They want that college debt released. They want their feelings.
They want to sit around and collect unemployment and not work.
Yeah, they'll come up with some bullshit excuse to collect unemployment, right? Or their feelings get hurt so easily. Oh my God, nothing is fucking free.
Nothing.
Millennials, okay?
Nobody got it for free before you.
Why are we going to start doing that?
I don't know
now?
why you seem to think you deserve to get it for free.
Socialism does not work, and it will not work. Sorry, but capitalism is the way to go. If you want something, it's called supply and demand. You have a supply, there's a demand for it by the people, you give it to them, you make money.
Yep.
That's the way it works. Not giving everybody everything, because who the fuck's going to pay for it? You say, oh, the rich and the powerful. Who? They're not the ones. It's coming out of my paycheck.
Yeah.
Your paycheck. And trust me.
Your mom and dad's paycheck.
Yeah.
Shit.
And we are not rich and powerful. Okay? There's no almighty Oz hiding behind a curtain just fucking dishing out money like we're at a strip club slinging ones, okay? It doesn't work like that.
Pink pony.
What?
I don't know. That was the only strip club I could think of.
Pink pony. Never heard. I've never been to a strip club. I have never gone to a strip club.
Oh, well.
I went to Cafe Risk one time, long time ago, off 95 when it was. It's not a strip club, though. I wouldn't consider it a strip club.
Well, what the hell is risky?
Well, they're naked.
That's a strip club.
Yeah, but they're not. I mean, it was a burger joint. Maybe it was. I didn't.
It's a strip club.
I didn't tip nobody. I just got a fucking burger. It wasn't very good.
Well, then it was not a strip club, because strip clubs are pretty notorious for having some pretty damn good food.
Well, this one didn't. I promise you that. It had truck parking.
So it was a topless burger joint.
Well, the only reason I went there, okay, hold on. It's 2 a.m. We're heading to Florida from Pennsylvania. I was dying of hunger.
Did they have neon lights?
Plenty of neon
That's
lights.
what got you.
No, well, I saw the sign that said open 24/7, burgers, this and that, and I was hungry. Honest to God.
I got a burger and a side
hold
of
on.
titty.
When I saw the sign, all I saw was 24/7 and burgers. And so I got off the exit. I'm like, there's only one fucking place here. And a big sign, truck park. I pulled it and I parked the truck. Little did I know, I pulled into Cafe Risk. So I went in and saw some titties and had a burger. And went on my way.
So you've been to a strip club?
I guess I have been to a strip club.
Because some strip clubs are not. Like some places, like we had one here for the longest time, and I think there's still one over there. They don't. It's not the typical strip club, but there's ass and titties, on display.
Yeah, I've never been to like a.
Where they dance on poles and they got 5 stages and.
Yeah. I've never had the desire, really. I kind of feel like it's
weird.
A waste of money.
It's weird.
You spend all this money.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, what? You just
go home and
go fucking finish yourself.
Harry Palm.
Yeah, I mean, what a waste of money. To me, I'd rather just buy a 12-pack, and if I'm just gonna do that at the end of the night, I'll just buy a 12-pack, watch some porn, get it done, go to bed.
Luckily, we're older and we ain't got to do all that shit anymore.
Yeah.
You got a wife.
I do. She just got her hair done. You saw her hair.
Nice.
It looks good. I like her
I
hair.
tell you, that's what I'm saying. You're going to get some strange. That's what I tell mine every time she gets her hair done. Hey, I'm gonna get me some strange tonight.
Now my wife's gonna see this and go, "What the fuck?
What is wrong with y'all?"
She knows what the fuck's wrong with us. I think everybody out there in Freedom Muffin Land knows what's wrong with us. Couple of drunk.
Come on, y'all. We got to start teaching our kids from a young age to be responsible. Even if it's not, we can't whoop them no more when they do wrong.
No, you're going to
so you need to teach them harder. Teach them more.
No, you can whoop your kid's ass.
Well,
the problem is the one time you break down and you smack your kid's ass, and he thinks or she thinks that they can call the cops, or whatever, and report you. Nah, fuck you.
Well, if you get to that point,
I mean,
I personally don't agree with. I personally don't agree.
Your kid, that's another. There is a line between discipline and abuse.
Yeah.
There is a line, and it's not a very thin line. It's a defined line. It's right fucking there. You do what you need to do to discipline and keep them in line, or you're just a fucking piece of shit and you're beating the hell out of them.
Yeah. I personally don't agree with having to. I would much rather try and teach my daughter how to be. And even if it's, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse sometimes. At this point I don't, because I know she's 4 years old and we're just beginning the learning process. But even down the road, I would rather try and teach her the way rather than,
Well, yeah, but...
No, do we have older kids that, deserve to be smacked around a little bit? Yeah, I'm sure we do.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and sometimes they need it. You need to just put a little whooping on their ass.
Smack them in the back of the head.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I was sitting at church, The dad had his arm behind my mama.
Yeah.
I was sitting right there. If I was falling
off, he'd reach up and pop.
I'd be right in the back of the head.
Yes, sir.
Oh, damn it. I mean, darn it.
Yeah.
You learn. You learn discipline. Bring back the spanking. Whooping. Whoop a kid's ass once in a while. I go to Walmart. There's always somebody getting their ass whooped in Walmart.
There's usually some child getting his ass whooped in Walmart.
Kudos to that parent. I mean, what's the worst thing you wanted to hear when you were a toddler? When you were a toddler, the worst thing you wanted to hear from your parents. You want me to take you outside?
Yeah.
Because you knew what was happening outside.
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't no witnesses. What was about to go down? Or they make you go get your own switch.
Yeah.
Off the tree. You come back with a little twig. Granny go out there and get a goddamn
branch on
fucking branch off the goddamn tree. I got whooped with a piece of cable wire one time.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's just, it's what was available at the time.
See, and again, I've never been in the. That wasn't my life. There wasn't somebody there that whooped me all the time, when I did shit wrong. Granted, I probably should have had my butt whooped plenty. But there wasn't. But I believe I was taught a different way. Like, it wasn't always, it wasn't about, I'm going to whoop your ass and you're going to learn. It was about, okay, you did wrong. You're going to figure this out.
But did you know that the possibility of getting your ass whooped was there?
No, not really.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I did. And I knew.
Yeah, I never had that fear that I was going to go home and somebody, there was going to be somebody standing there with a belt.
Yeah, but I knew if I fucked up, I was going to get my ass beat.
Well,
unless
I guess our lives are a little different. It was just my mother. She worked all the time. She, it was me and my brother, and then when they left, it was just me. So it was a point where I knew that if I fucked up, it's only going to be on me. Like I don't have that option.
Right.
There's still to this day, I still keep that mentality is I don't have the option to fail.
Right.
And I've always tried to keep that. And I remember thinking that when I was younger, and that's kind of what I guess prompted me to work as hard as I do still to this day at 45, because I don't have the option to fail. It's not just me anymore.
Once you become an adult, you really don't have the option to fail. But you learned that at a young age. So it was easier for you to accept as you became an adult. See, now me, I grew up, my younger years with my mom and my stepdad. He will whoop my ass. I never held it again. I love the man.
Yeah.
But he would whoop my ass if I fucked up. He also taught me a lot of shit. Yeah. As I got older, he would take me out to jobs with him and have me painting and doing remodeling and taught me a lot of stuff as I grew up. So, he was, mean. I wouldn't say mean. He was disciplining me.
Yeah.
He didn't just beat me to beat me.
Yeah.
He'd whoop my ass if I did something wrong. But I also knew if I fucked up, okay, here's what's going to happen. I can try to hide it, and they'll find out. I'll get my ass beat. Or I can get enough courage to go to them before they find out and tell them the truth. And I didn't get my ass beat.
Yeah.
And then, as I got older, I lived with my grandparents. My grandfather, that son of a bitch, he was raw. Never hit me. Not once did he put his hands on me. He practiced. He was like Raymond Reddington.
He subliminally fucked you up.
Yes. I remember one time he made me walk to school in the snow. And I know every parent says, I had to walk to school barefoot in the snow, uphill both ways. No. He literally made me walk to school one morning in the snow, and it was uphill to school. He followed behind me in his Matador with chains on the tires and sandbags in the trunk. And it wasn't a long walk. It was maybe a mile. He made me walk to school. And he followed me, made sure I walked all the way to school. When I got home, I rode the bus home. When I got home, I asked him, why? Why'd you make me do that? He said, remember last year? I can't remember what I did. He said, remember last year when you fucked up? I told you, I'm going to get you for it. That sumbitch got me for it.
Got him.
I screwed up in the summer. He made me think I got away with it. He's playing that mind game on me is what he was doing. He got me back good.
Man.
It was fucking cold that morning. But, again, love my grandfather.
Yeah.
That sumbitch taught me so much, about doing electrical work, plumbing, I learned a whole lot from him. And I promise you, after that point, when I had to walk to school when I was 13 years old, I never crossed that sumbitch again.
Yeah.
But I learned a lesson.
Yeah. We got to be able to teach those lessons. Stop being scared to teach those lessons. Stop trying to be your kid's best friend.
Fuck that. I hate my kids.
And be their damn parent.
I hate my kid's friend. I'm the parent.
Well,
I'm not their friend.
Yeah. They're older. They're older than
They are. I mean, I love them, but I'm not friends with them. I am still their dad.
Yeah.
I'm friendly with them, yes.
Understand that as they grow, things change. You can't be lax in the beginning and think that you're going to get a good outcome when you try to pick up and make a change in your 16-year-old child.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
No.
You done mind fuck them enough.
Yeah, you can't wait.
That they think that everything's free.
Yeah, you can't wait till they're 15 and 16 and then start trying to uphold the parental law.
Yeah.
You have to start that early and indoctrinate them into that so that they understand when you say something or you tell them something, even though they may not agree with it, they also know that you're doing it for a good reason.
Yep.
Because you're teaching them a lesson that they are going to use later in life. So if you don't start young and you wait until they're in their teenage years, you're going to have a little rebel son of a bitch on your hands.
If you're nurturing this millennial mentality in these kids, you're really doing them wrong. You're really doing them wrong. Because at this point, as you see, this world, will eat them up and spit them the fuck out.
Yeah.
On the side of the road like they ain't shit.
And then they turn into one of these little liberal fucktards that
crying on the video because President Donald Trump got elected, or somebody said
that broad that was recording in her car while she was driving that when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, she flipped out. You only had to make it to 2021. What would it matter if she lived till 2021? What the fuck would it matter? And why are you so upset that she passed away? Hey, it's sad, yes.
Yeah.
And Ruth did a lot for women's rights, and kudos to her for everything that she did. But
it's the circle of life.
This broad's just crying and throwing a hissy fit over. Really? Yeah, I was upset too. But you didn't see me making a video while I'm driving down the road. Obviously, that means you had to pull your phone out. You had to put it on video. Here we go back. Get off your fucking phone when you drive, Millennium.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for a chance to win free gear. Don't forget to support us on Patreon and stop by the Freedom Muffin store for all your latest gear. Your support helps us put out the best content in America.